Oh, are you waking up again? That is so strange. You know, you are the only mortal that I've ever siphoned energy from that has woken up in the middle of me. Why are you screaming? Stop. Calm down. Do you not recognize me? Probably don't remember anything, do you? You know, it's sort of a fail-safe we demons do, that we can erase any memory of our existence from you mortals' minds. But I guess sometimes it can be kind of annoying because now I have to explain the whole thing over again. You really don't remember me at all? Okay, well, stop screaming. You're fine. Also, don't bother trying to escape, okay? I normally paralyze the mortals that I siphon energy from, just in case anything were to happen, then you won't hurt yourself. So, you're not going anywhere. But I'll remove that. Don't worry. You'll be fine in the morning. You'll be totally fine. First of all, hi, I'm a demon. Nice to meet you. No? Oh, okay. I suppose that's fine. See, most mortals have this awful misconception about demons, so I guess it doesn't really surprise me that you're a little put off by my presence. Here's the thing. It's a common misconception that all we demons do is occupy our thoughts with the souls of mortals like you. Now, to be fair, there are some demons who do that, who they're in the soul collecting business, I guess, but they're definitely not the majority. Those are the red demons. They're kind of annoying, honestly. They're not super powerful, so they like to have something that makes them more powerful, you know what I'm saying? Just to kind of compensate for something. But they are definitely not the norm as far as demons go. Yeah, now, it's understandable that you mortals see us as this awful negative thing, because they are the ones that tend to leave the bad impression in your mind. You know, they do go around and torment mortals or make deals with mortals so that you promise them your soul, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. But here's the funny thing that most people don't realize. Demons are not actually allowed to directly kill a mortal, or anybody on the mortal plane, really. No. Now, if we want to, we can make a deal with you for your soul, and then when it's time for you to die, then we can come and collect. But we cannot actively kill you. Now, sometimes demons stretch the rules a little bit and put you into situations that are not so safe in the hope that you'll come to an early demise. But most of us don't actually care that much. See, we demons, we don't necessarily need you mortals, but you do offer us sort of this boost of power. Let's just put it that way. So, some demons are in the soul collecting business. Honestly, if you ask me, that's a lot of work. Really, I mean, you gotta make a deal with a mortal, you gotta convince them to, promise you their soul. Then you normally have to wait for them to get some sort of a reward or something before they actually die. And then you gotta wait for them to kick the bucket so you can actually come and collect it. It's a long game, let's just say that. However, some of us demons can also gain power through just mortal energy. Not mortal souls, but just sort of siphoning away some of your energy. And that, unlike collecting a soul, is instantaneous. All I have to do is wait for a mortal like you to fall asleep, and then I can come in and just take what I need. And the mortal is normally none the wiser. Except for you. You woke up last time too. and I'm not sure why. Oh well, it's not like you're going anywhere. It's not like you can actually do anything about this. But see, here's the beautiful thing. We demons find your energy delicious. And the energy that we like the most from you, sad little mortals, is the energy that most of you think of as negative. Things like fear, sadness, loneliness, anxiety, all of those sorts of things that you have deemed bad, we find irresistible. So, when I come and siphon away energy from a mortal, it's actually rather mutually beneficial. I get mortal energy, and you get some of that negativity taken away from you, so that you can live your short, insignificant little life a little happier, I suppose. Now, here's the thing. I don't generally partake of mortal energy myself. I bottle it up and I sell it to other demons within the astral plane. That's kind of my gig. Now, usually I try not to double dip, we call it, where you siphon energy from a mortal more than once, just in case there is any sort of residual memory of the event. We like to make sure that, we cover our bases. But here's the thing. Last time I was here, when you and I spoke, your energy was so intense and full and raw. The negativity in you was just crazy. It's unlike any energy that I've ever come across before. So, I couldn't resist. I've actually resisted for quite a while before coming back to you, but your energy is something else. You made me quite the prophet last time. And, what can I say? I'm a simple demon. I see a prophet, I take it. You know what I'm saying? But, like I said, it's actually good for you, too. Anyway, I suppose that's sort of a long-winded explanation, but suffice it to say, I'm going to take some of your negative energy away. You're going to feel better. And even if you didn't want this to happen, there's really nothing that you can do to stop it. So, that being said, this is much easier of a process if you are very relaxed. For example, if I find a mortal who's in the middle of a bad dream and their mind is anxious, even if it's just their subconscious, it can make the process a bit more hazardous. Let's just say that. So, why don't you just try to relax a bit? And I'll start taking away all of these things that honestly you don't really want anyway. You're not going to use it. Is that all right with you? Good answer. It doesn't really matter if it's all right with you or not, because I've got you right where I want you. But, I do appreciate the cooperation. Makes this all just a bit easier. So, why don't you just take a few deep breaths, and then we'll get started, shall we? There you are. Breathe in and out. In. Out. In. And out. Fabulous. Now, I think we are ready to begin again. Yes. Now, if you would have remembered me from last time, you would have known that I brought a little bottle with me, and I had actually had some other energy that I had already collected from another mortal. So I only had half a bottle left. And you had quite a lot of energy. I could have filled a whole bottle with you. So this time, I brought an empty bottle. Planned ahead this time for your delectable negativity. So, I will be siphoning out your negative energy and putting it all right in here. Doesn't that sound like a wonderful arrangement? I thought so. So we'll just place that there, right next to you. Don't pay any attention to the bottle. It's perfectly fine. And now I think we are ready to begin. Now, like I said, you don't need to do anything. If you would like to, you can try to think of some of those things that you would like to be free of. Things like your anxiety, worry, self-doubt, all those sorts of things. If you can sort of bring them to the surface of your mind, then I can just pluck them out, pluck them away, pluck, very simply, pluck. Although sometimes it's rather painful for you mortals, pluck, to think of those things. So if you'd like, pluck, I can just go digging for them too. Either way, really, I don't mind. Pluck. I find it rather fun, actually. Pluck. All of this delightful sadness right in here. There we are. Let's get that in the jar. Bit more sadness up here. There. Looks like we've got a nice little chunk of anxiety over here. Yeah. Excellent. It's a good start. Like I said, your energy is very intense. Doesn't necessarily have, any bad connotations to it. You just feel things very resolutely in their purest form. It means that when you're happy, you're very happy. But when you're not happy, you're very unhappy. What's this over here? Sort of bit of self-doubt. None of that now. very hard on yourselves. There's no need for that. There's no need to have your whole life and everything figured out by a certain age or by whatever timeline you may be thinking of. Your little mortal lives are rather unpredictable. Sometimes the best you can do is just go with the flow. I think you'd actually find that you were much happier if you could just give yourself a little grace. There we are. I cannot begin to describe to you how delicious this all smells. Nope. Resist. Now, just warning you, you may start to hear some other voices, perhaps see things a bit unusual in the periphery of your mind. Don't you worry about that. It's all just part of the process.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I blundered and weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly moving, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some thunder," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, and nothing more." Distinctly I remember it was in the middle of December, and each separate Ember wrought its ghost upon the floor.
You're doing an excellent job. Just continue to take those nice deep breaths. Everything will be just fine. Trust me. You know, that's another little known fact about demons. We cannot lie. We can tell you partial truths. We can bend the truth a little. We can make you think certain things. If we sort of imply things, oftentimes you mortals just fill in the gaps. But technically, we can't fully lie to you. Mm-mm. Now, in the astral plane, that's different, and we can kind of do whatever we want. But while we demons do, some of us enjoy coming to the mortal plane, we are far less powerful here than we are in our home, in the astral plane. There, anything goes, really. So it's a good thing that mortals don't go there. What? No. The astral plane is... Well, I suppose it depends on what you believe. It's where you go after you depart the mortal plane. Whether you think of that as heaven or hell or the afterlife, the underworld. It has many different names and many different cultures and realms, but its true name is the astral plane. That's our domain. Well, technically it's the domain of the astral goddess, but she created us to help manage the undead. Let's just say that. Most mortals, when they die, become undead. And they live in a society that's actually rather similar to what you may be used to. But of course, like every society, you need people to uphold order. That's where we come in. Well, not me specifically, that's where the lesser demons come in, let's just say that. Anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you all of this. Just passing the time, I suppose. I don't normally have someone to talk to while I'm doing all of this. Usually it's just a sleeping mortal. There we are. You have so much negativity that you've been holding on to. It's just actually somewhat upsetting. That's coming from a demon. Something tells me that there's a lot that you carry on your shoulders. You feel responsible for. You feel guilty of. You feel regrets. So sad how you mortals treat yourselves. How your own minds think about yourselves. Very tragic. You mortals have such short little lives. And yet, you plague yourselves with all of this worry. I think if you could see things from our perspective, see how small your lifespan is in the grand scheme of everything, you would realize that a lot of what you tend to worry about doesn't actually matter for very long. Just saying. It's okay to chill sometimes, you know? Just give yourself a break. Just saying. You still seeing those? Yeah, okay. No, that's fine. Just means that it's really working. Good. Well, if anything comes from this, for you, I'm guessing that you'll be feeling quite a lot better. Getting all of this out of you.
It's their balmy killing direction.
I think we're almost finished. Just a few little bits here and there. Residual little thoughts trying to hang on. No need for those.
as I'm broken, wait for the bus above my door. Take that peek from my heart. Take that warm from off my door. Walk through the rain. Suddenly you came rapping, and so baby came dancing, having in my chamber door that I scarce wished I could change. Here I opened by the door, darkness, and nothing more. To that darkness peering long, I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreams no mortal ever dared to dream. But the silence was unbroken, the stillness was unbroken.
There. I think that might be everything. How are you feeling? Just out of curiosity. Good. Glad to hear it. Now, I think we've removed all that we can remove of your negativity. My jar is looking very full. Thank you. However, I do want to just sort of patch up some of these little gaps in your aura. You may not be able to see it, but taking out that much energy, it can just cause little cracks in the rest of your energy. And we wouldn't want all of that energy just oozing out all over the place. Messy, 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 messy. So I'm just going to sort of smooth your aura out a bit. There we go. This shouldn't hurt at all. You may feel a bit of warmth, I suppose. Maybe some tingling or something, but it should be rather pleasant. Nothing to worry about, at least. There. How does that feel? Okay. There. Just a bit more up there. There, I think that should do it. How does that feel? Good, I'm glad. I think we are all patched up. I think so. Alright, wonderful. Now, would you mind terribly if I helped you fall asleep, perhaps? See, normally I don't really have to worry about that because you're normally asleep. But I did this for you last time and it seemed to work pretty well. Also, it's just less awkward than me just leaving. Just being like, okay, bye. Thanks for the energy, So, if you'd like, I can help put you into a nice, restful, deep sleep. You should wake up feeling very refreshed and inner calm in the morning, if that sounds good to you. Sure. Alright, now for this part. Again, just keep feeling relaxed. You don't really need to do anything per se. Just don't fight it. This is a calming, binding spell, I suppose. Not binding like I'm binding you to the spot or I'm binding you to me. I'm just binding you as sort of a safeguard from negativity and anything that might disturb you. Like I said, I'm not I don't do this all the time, but it's the least I can do after you've given me such wonderful, delectable energy. Like I said, last time I made quite a profit off of you. I'm sure that the same will be true this time. Do you feel that sense of calm beginning to wash over you? Good. I want you to embrace that. If you see the corners of your vision starting to fade or go just a bit blurry, don't fight it. Let the calm tranquility of sleep find you. There. Excellent. If you feel your eyes starting to close, no need to fight it on my behalf. I will excuse myself once you're good and asleep. So, you just let those heavy eyelids fall. Perhaps we'll meet again, mortal. I've never visited one mortal more than twice before, but your energy is something special. So who knows? Maybe we'll be back. Although again, you most likely won't remember it. Oh well. Not to worry. You just think about that calming, heavy sleep that's setting over your body. Perfect. Embrace the peace, the quiet, the tranquility. It's here for you. And in the morning, you'll forget this ever happened. I'll remember you, though. Don't you worry about that. You look much more